At first glance, the Cavapoo looks like everything you've ever wanted in a dog. Soft, sweet, and incapable of doing anything wrong. Then you bring one home and find yourself negotiating over food, battling tear stains, and budgeting for a groomer like it's rent. They're adorable, yes, but also dramatic, clever, and just a little bit manipulative. So before you join the Cavapoo fan club, let's talk about what life with one really looks like. Here are 9 things no one tells you about owning a Cavapoo. Number 1. The Cavapoo is a stubborn genius. You think you're getting a smart dog, and you are. The Poodle side of the Cavapoo gives them a brain that absorbs commands like a sponge. But no one warns you that intelligence comes with attitude. They know exactly what you're saying. They're just deciding whether it's worth their time. Training a Cavapoo isn't about teaching commands. It's about negotiating terms. Around 6 months to a year, they hit their teenager phase and suddenly start testing limits. You'll say, sit, and they'll make eye contact, process the command, and then simply choose not to. In fact, one owner put it best saying, they love direction and routines, but they're stubborn and will push back. Our guy is now 2 and the best dog ever. Get past this phase and it's smooth sailing. Winning with a Cavapoo means outsmarting them. Be more interesting than the squirrel outside, more consistent than a metronome, and always armed with high-value treats. Remember, you're not training a student. You're negotiating with a tiny, furry executive. Number 2. Get ready for the constant tear-staining battle. You see those perfect, white-faced Cavapoos on Instagram and think, that's what I'm getting. Reality check. Most owners are in a lifelong fight against tear stains. Those big, watery Cavalier eyes and that soft poodle coat are a messy combo. Dark, rusty streaks show up fast and never really stay gone. That's not just a cosmetic thing either. Tear staining can come from allergies, blocked tear ducts, or even the food in their bowl. Managing it means daily cleaning, special wipes, and sometimes switching food until you find what works. One Cavapoo owner put it simply saying, it could be allergies. I asked the woman who runs daycare and she said chicken or dairy might cause it. I also bought angel eyes wipes. Trust me, you should too. If you're not ready to gently wipe your dog's face every single day, those cute white cheeks will soon look permanently smudged. It's a small detail no one tells you about, but it becomes a full-time maintenance ritual once you bring a Cavapoo home. Number 3. Many Cavapoos can't handle eating chicken. Most people think dog allergies come from grass, pollen, or dust. But for Cavapoos, one of the biggest culprits is hiding right in their food bowl – chicken. It's in nearly every brand of kibble. And for many Cavapoos, it's public enemy number 1. A ton of them have sensitive stomachs or full-on chicken allergies, which can lead to endless itching, recurring ear infections, or digestive trauma that never seems to end. Owners spend months chasing vet visits, changing shampoos, and testing supplements only to realize the issue started with dinner. In fact, one owner told us her story saying, after 3 vet visits, 2 allergy tests, and a small fortune in sensitive skin products, I finally switched his food. 1 week off chicken and the itching vanished. I cried. He just wanted dinner. If your Cavapoo can't stop scratching or keeps getting ear infections, skip the guessing game and ditch the chicken. Try salmon, lamb, or beef instead. It's the simplest fix most owners never think of, and it can save you hundreds in vet bills and a lot of frustration. Number 4. The Cavapoo doesn't do alone time. You've heard Cavapoos are affectionate, but affectionate doesn't even scratch the surface. If you stand up, they stand up. If you move rooms, they're already there. Close the bathroom door, and you'll find them waiting like you've gone off to war. It's sweet until you realize you're living with a creature that physically cannot handle being apart from you. That love runs deep, but it comes with strings, mainly a strong risk of separation anxiety. They panic when you're gone, and that can turn into howling, chewing, or pacing like they're auditioning for a prison break. One owner explained it perfectly, saying, Cavapoos really do not like being alone. I work from home, so he's rarely alone, and only for a few hours at most. If you're gone all day, this probably isn't the breed for you. If you want a dog who's cool doing their own thing while you conquer the world, this isn't it. The Cavapoo doesn't do independence. They do attachment, and they'll remind you of it every single time you walk away. Number 5. The Cavapoo coat is expensive. You fall in love with the Cavapoo because they're non-shedding. Sounds perfect, right? But here's the catch. What they don't shed ends up on your credit card. That soft, curly coat is part Poodle magic and part maintenance nightmare. It mats fast, like overnight fast. Miss a day or two of brushing and those cute curls fuse into painful knots that can only be shaved off. Bathing them yourself won't cut it. You'll need a professional groomer every 6 to 8 weeks, without fail, if you want that signature teddy bear look to survive. As one owner told us, $80 with tip, $62 base price for nails, glands, ear cleaning, and a cute trim with a bow. We take her every 6 weeks. Yes, my wallet is hurting. That's $80 to $100 every time, and skipping it isn't an option unless you're cool with a full shame shave. So before you fall for that fluffy face, add a line in your budget under dog upkeep. That coat doesn't shed, but your wallet will. Number 6. The Cavapoo eats like a food critic. You spend a small fortune on premium kibble, convinced your Cavapoo will love it. They sniff it, stare at you, and walk away like you've just served a bowl of disappointment. For a breed that lives for attention, the Cavapoo can be shockingly unimpressed by food. They've earned a reputation as picky eaters, which is just a polite way of saying they negotiate every meal like they're dining at a Michelin star restaurant. Many owners end up trapped in the same loop, switching brands, adding toppers, or even hand feeding just to convince their dog to eat something. But that only teaches them one thing: the menu is flexible. As one owner explained, "Our Cavapoo, Ruby, is a very picky eater. We can't seem to feed her anything except human food. We've tried everything, even Ollie." The trick is holding your ground. Put the food down for 15 minutes. If they don't eat it, it's gone until the next meal. They'll test your patience, but a healthy Cavapoo won't starve. It'll just try to outsmart you for steak. Number 7. Your Cavapoo's potty training will test your sanity. They're smart, adorable, and eager to please until it comes to using the bathroom. Then suddenly, all that intelligence goes right out the window. Cavapoos are notorious for being slow and inconsistent with house training. It's not that they don't get it, they absolutely do. It's that they sometimes choose not to. You can go weeks without a single accident, start bragging about your perfectly trained dog, and then find a puddle on your rug 5 minutes later. In fact, one Cavapoo owner told us, "My Cavapoo was house trained for exactly 3 weeks until it rained. Then apparently all bets were off." Distraction, excitement, weather, any excuse will do. A gust of wind, instant reset. That's why success with the Cavapoo isn't about speed, it's about stamina. Stick to a strict schedule, reward every outdoor victory like it's the Super Bowl, and use enzyme cleaners for mistakes. Because if the smell lingers, so will the problem. Number 8. The Cavapoo's coat color is just a temporary illusion. There's a special kind of heartbreak that only Cavapoo owners know. The moment you realize your fiery red puppy is slowly turning into a beige imposter. One day, you've got a dog that looks like a warm sunset, and the next, they've faded into a soft latte. Blame the Poodle's fading gene, a sneaky bit of DNA that loves to play dress-up with your dog's coat. Dark reds soften, chocolates turn creamy, and even those dramatic black accents quietly vanish like they've got stage fright. It's not bad care or poor breeding. It's just genetics with a flair for the dramatic. As one Cavapoo owner put it, "I bought a red Cavapoo. Now I have a beige one. He's basically a furry mood ring." The change usually kicks in around their first birthday and keeps going as they age. You don't stop loving them, of course. You just learn to appreciate the surprise of owning a dog that changes outfits every few months. Number 9. The Cavapoo has a hidden heart risk you really need to know about. Beneath that bouncy, carefree Cavapoo exterior beats a heart that deserves a little extra attention. Literally. The Cavalier King Charles Spaniel side of this mix carries a serious genetic risk: mitral valve disease, or MVD, a progressive heart condition that's heartbreakingly common in Cavaliers and can quietly pass into Cavapoos. It usually begins with a faint murmur, then slowly worsens over time. Of course, not every Cavapoo would develop it, but the odds are high enough that you can't afford to ignore it. In fact, one owner's story says it all. My sweet girl has microphone disease. She's 10 now, and it's gotten worse in the last 6 months. She's on several meds, but it's a progressive condition. It's really a sad thing to see. Early detection makes all the difference. Regular vet visits, yearly heart checks, and choosing a responsible breeder can quite literally add years to your Cavapoo's life. Because for all their sunshine and sweetness, Cavapoos inherit one shadow from their cavalier side, a fragile heart that needs your vigilance as much as your love. Hey, if you enjoyed this, you'll probably love this video here. And if you hit subscribe, I'll donate a meal to a rescue dog on your behalf.